Hello, welcome to Grandma B's Busy Life. I'm Brenda. Today I'm bringing you a $5 dinner, but this is not possible if I were to go to Walmart and buy the ingredients today. There's kind of three ways to shop. I explain in pretty good depth how I shop in my video, How to Build a 6-Month Pantry. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the description and then I'll put it in one of the end cards. But basically, I buy only what's very best deal this week, and I buy enough of it to get me through until the next sale comes, which is usually 3 or 4 months. And I don't buy anything at full price. Well, hardly ever do I buy anything at full price. It kills me to buy things at full price. The second way to shop is to go to your store and buy what you need for the week or the month or whatever, and buy as cheap as possible. Buying generic, buying the lowest price item. The third way to shop is how Grandpa B shops. He goes into the store, he knows in his mind what he wants to buy, and he buys name brand everything. And that's a very, very different way to shop. This meal today is only $5.04 that I actually paid for it. But if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you the totals that you would pay if you bought it at Walmart and bought the cheapest you could find at Walmart. I'm also going to give you the Grandpa B shopping way if you went in and bought name brand stuff. And you'll see the huge savings. Today I'm making a breakfast casserole. In our family, we just call it egg stuff. One thing I want to tell you, I'm making a third of the recipe. So as I'm mixing it, I'm going to tell you what the full recipe is, and I'll put it up here on the screen as I go. It'll also be in the description box below. But I'm only making a third of it because it's just me and Grandpa B, and I don't want to make a great big pan of it. It just won't get eaten. So let's jump in and make egg stuff. Okay, for this recipe, you need a dozen eggs and a little bit of salt and pepper, and just whisk that up. It calls for 2 cups of milk, so I'm going to use 2/3 because I'm making a third of a recipe. I got this recipe a long time ago from a friend. I don't know where she got it from. Okay, it calls for 2 cups of cottage cheese. So again, I'm using 2/3 of a cup of cottage cheese. 1 full green pepper and 1 full onion, but I just have frozen yellow peppers and onions, so that's what I'm going to use. That's how I get my onions and peppers at such a great price, because when they're super, super cheap, I buy a ton of them and then chop them up and stick them in the freezer so that I can use them at any time. So it doesn't matter what the price of peppers is today, I paid the lowest price for today's peppers. And then I have 1/3 of a pound of chopped ham. I'm just going to mix that up. My bowl's getting very, very full. I'm not going to be able to add my cheese. I'm using mozzarella cheese. It does call for 1 full pound of mozzarella cheese. I'm not weighing this. I'm just going to add a handful or so in. And then I'll put a handful on top also. Pretty simple. It would be prettier if it had green peppers. The yellow peppers kind of blend in with the eggs, doesn't it? And then I just pour it into my pan. That is 1 very full pan. Put a little cheese on top. All right, now I'm going going to bake this at 375 for about 30 minutes. Okay, while that's baking, I'm going to talk to you about the ingredients I used today. I get my groceries really, really cheaply. And I do that through lots of different ways. For example, I bought 6 dozen eggs the other day at my discount store for 33 cents a dozen. They were 3 dozen for $1. And I know that not everybody can shop at my discount store. You live all over the country. So my suggestion is definitely Google discount stores. I've gone out of town and Googled discount stores near me and found discount stores in almost every place that I've gone. I know not every place has one, but I get a lot of my things at the discount store. The other thing you can do is watch for clearance stuff at your local store. Also, like I explained in my Building a 6-Month Pantry video, if you shop what is cheapest at the time. For example, my peppers were 40 cents each. And when they were 40 cents each, I bought about 12 of them. And I chopped them all up and put them in the bags. I bought green, orange, yellow, and red and chopped them all up and bagged them by color. I was able to get a 25-pound bag of onions for $6. And I knew I wasn't going to eat them all before they went bad, so I chopped them all up and froze them. The cheese. My local store puts cheese. Sometimes I get cheese at the discount store, but not very often. But my local store puts 2-pound bags of cheese on sale for $5 occasionally. And when they do, I buy about 10 bags. And I freeze them. Shredded cheese freezes really well. When you take it out of the freezer, sometimes it's in one big clump, but if you just give it a bang on the counter like you do when you buy ice, it all breaks up into individual shreds, so it's really easy to use. That way, I don't pay more than $2.50 a pound for my cheese. I like to pay less, and when I find it at the discount store, I buy everything I can get and I freeze it. Now my ham. The ham I used today was completely free to me. My daughter got a coupon from work for a free ham and $15 worth of vegetables as a Christmas gift from her company. And she's like, I'm not going to use this. I don't use coupons. Whatever. I'll use it. Give it to me. I'll take free. Again, I know not everyone's going to have free ham. So I thought about this. I was able to get bacon for $2 a pound. Yes, $2 a pound. But I had to buy a 15-pound box to do that. They were only selling them in 15-pound boxes for $30. I bought 2 boxes. So even if I had used meat that wasn't free, this meal still would only be $7.04 for a full 9x13 cake pan, full of breakfast casserole. So it's still a really, really great deal. So if you don't have a discount store, watch your clearance at your store, buy when it's cheap and buy lots, that as much as you can store safely, because you don't want to buy more than you can store because it'll just go bad. And then when it's time to use it, everything will be cheapest. The only thing I paid full price for today was the cottage cheese. And I did buy generic, and I bought it in a bigger container because it was cheaper per ounce. In the next couple weeks, I have a video coming up that talks about how to know what the best value is, because buying in bulk isn't always cheapest. Sometimes it's cheaper to buy multiple little ones. So I will do a video in the next couple of weeks to walk you through how to do that. So let's talk numbers, and then I'll show you the casserole and I'll give it a taste test. So here's a picture of what a full recipe would cost based on My Pantry and what I actually paid for the items. So a dozen eggs, 33 cents. 16 ounces of cottage cheese, $1.25. A pound of shredded cheese, $2.50. 2 cups of milk, 30 cents. 1 bell pepper, 40 cents. 1 onion, 25 cents. And 1 pound of ham, 0. So it comes to $5.03. Now, let's look at if I went to Walmart and bought these ingredients as cheap as possible. 1 dozen eggs is $1.25. 16 ounces of cottage cheese is $1.25. 1 pound of shredded cheese, $4.22. 2 cups of milk, 30 cents. 1 bell pepper, 77 cents. 1 onion, 62 cents. And 1 pound of ham, $3.96. That's a total of $12.37. That's $7 more than double what I paid. Unbelievable, right? Okay, let's look at what Grandpa B would have paid if he'd have gone into the store. He's not going to like me throwing him under the bus. But this is how he shops, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who shop this way. They see a brand they know and trust, and they buy it. And they haven't tried the generic to find out if they do like it. So, a dozen eggs, $2.50. 16 ounces of cottage cheese, $2.28. 1 pound of shredded cheese, $6.96. 2 cups of milk, 65 cents. 1 bell pepper, 77 cents. 1 onion, 92 cents. And a pound of ham, $4.12. That adds up to $18.20. More than 3 times what I actually paid for the stuff. Even if you considered I paid the $2 a pound in used bacon, it's still almost 3 times as much money. Now I know some people don't like some of the generics, and that's okay. Figure out what you do like, figure out what you don't like, and buy the generic when it doesn't make a difference. I haven't found a difference in most items. But if you do, then you buy the name brand. All right, the casserole is done. So I'm going to pull it out, show it to you, and then we'll do a taste test. When it first comes out, it's big and puffy, and then after a few minutes of sitting, it settles down a little bit. Mine actually took about 40 minutes to bake, and you know it's done when you jiggle it and it's no longer liquidy. All right, look. Look how delicious that looks. Let me cut a little piece. Look at that. You see that? Amazing. This is so good. My favorite way to make it is with ground sausage, but you can also, you can use any breakfast meat you like. You can cook them in a muffin tins and freeze them and have individual servings. It is so good. Oh my gosh, I love this. I gotta have another bite. Very good. Thank you for sticking around to the end. Have a great day. We'll see you again soon.